within this thing, and maybe invite some friends, connect from remote locations, still allows us to conduct our business as normal, and maybe even get ourselves some education done. But through all of that, be able to tap into things like banking and gaming and have fun with our friends. But at the same time, the metaverse provides us with the ability to turn virtual gaming, as an example, into real world income. Now, that's what I'm going to share a little bit of time with you tonight. So just sticking with the metaverse. So the metaverse is obviously however you can access this whole internet, if you want Internet of Things or internet environment, and turn that into a fortune for all of us. So that said, we have to go back a little bit and look at centralized and decentralized internet. So just to explain to you how the internet worked before, what the difference is. Before, you had a centralized server, and it didn't matter how you got to the internet, either through your mobile phone or maybe a PC with some kind of a connection, fiber or Wi-Fi, or in the old days a modem or a router. Doesn't matter what device you connected, could be a phone or PC or whatever, but the internet was simply provided by people, started as a military application and slowly worked its way into business, and more importantly into what we now call these days the private environment. And it's since actually gone to what's called the decentralized solution, which simply means there's so many devices now that connect all at the same time that we were almost forced to create what's called a blockchain form of communication, which firstly and most importantly in my mind, provides a secure connection between all these devices. So why do we need security? Because the minute you start talking money changing hands for whatever services or products or interfacing or participation, you need to have it as secure as possible. So through the Web3 or the metaverse, then this whole blockchain is what makes everything happen. So if I could have a representation of the blockchain, you all watched the little video before we started that explained the blockchain in detail. But very shortly, the blockchain, for every single transaction that you do, adds an extra block. So in order to try and even hack this thing or to try and decipher it, which is virtually impossible, because you can imagine if every device in the world is connected through these chains of communication, and every time there's an interaction from you drawing your money, playing a game, booking your traveling trip or whatever the case might be, you just keep adding to the chain. It never starts over again. Very soon, the only way you're going to try and get this is to have every single computing PC on the planet from a computing power to try and decipher it. So guys, this is very important. It's the most secure way of communicating that we've ever had based on the internet, centralized or decentralized. But because the whole world has gone decentralized, this forms the let's call it the foundation of all the communication. So within this foundation, they had to create money so that we can use money to transact between whatever it is we're doing, maybe paying for a game or a service or a product or whatever. Now there's coins and there's tokens. We'll get back to that a little bit later. But all of us know Bitcoin, right? Or maybe Ethereum. There's literally thousands of coins and tokens. This represents money within the metaverse. Simple as that. Like paper money, fiat currency that you and I have got in our pocket. In South Africa, we call it rand or euro, or dollars, pounds, or whatever. The point is, in the metaverse, these coins and these tokens represent money. Now, this is becoming very important. So for the first time, we've got the metaverse or the internet, which allows us to do physical transactions among each other, decentralized, so we don't have to go through banks or interfaces like that, definitely through wallets, etc., but not necessarily a bank like in the old days. Combine that with marketing capability. Now, that's where you and I come in, the crowd around the world. The best form of marketing still remains face-to-face or eye-to-eye, whatever you want to call it, marketing or referral or influencing. That's the space where Crowd1 does advertising. Now, guys, within this metaverse, there's starting to become so many earning opportunities. So there's literally a rise of play-to-earn opportunities. where typically in the old days, you had to sit in a very nice environment from an internet perspective with very good connectivity, like for instance, Wi-Fi under a fiber type of infrastructure, to be able to handle the speed that most of these games require, especially the AAA games. So the AAA games, you can literally name them as the best of the best games, the fastest speeds, the best graphics, and the ability to have more than one player. In fact, even go up to tournaments where lots of players compete at the same time. Now, tonight, in a second, I'm going to introduce you to a massive opportunity like that, which in my mind, I don't think we will ever see again. Because from the old traditional way of interfacing with these games, where you had to have an Xbox or a PlayStation or any of those type of consoles to play these games, now you're going to be able to literally interface with these games from your 5G mobile phone. So tonight, I want you to put on your business app with a 1 year, 2 year, 5 year, 10-year vision. We all know how big gaming is, and for those of you who don't know, especially those of you who don't know how big this whole gaming business is, especially when combined with marketing, I'm going to show you in a minute, which is going to blow your mind. Now, you tell me, if we can now move the traditional gaming from consoles to mobile phones, and literally on a daily basis, out of the over 5 billion smartphones on the world, 3 billion of those are already engaged in gaming every single day, with or without you or me. Do you think these AAA games are going to go to the next level or not, from a business perspective? You can bet your bottom dollar it's going there. Now, what makes play to earn interesting is not just the ability to earn money for these games or any form of monetary, prizes, but to be able to tap into the metaverse, into an entire new world of earnings called NFTs, non-fungible tokens. Non-fungible tokens, best way to describe it, is like digital art. So imagine I borrowed you $10 or £10. I don't care how you give it back to me tomorrow or the day after. You can give me 2 £5, or you can give me 10 £1. Doesn't matter, as long as I have £10 in total. But imagine I go to the Louvre in Paris and I take the real Mona Lisa painting and I borrow that painting to you tomorrow. You better give me the real painting back. Otherwise, I'm going to come looking for you. That I can promise you. Because of the uniqueness, the fact that there's only one, it carries an extremely interesting value that just keeps going up, up, up. Now, with that said, these NFTs, combined with marketing, combined with gaming, the facts that I'm showing you here, these statistics are literally from 2018 because of COVID. The real statistics are not out yet, which I think would literally double the figures you see here. To give you an idea of which companies made the most money with gaming until before COVID, you can see here that Sony led the bunch, followed by Microsoft, and then comes the gaming companies, Nintendo, as we know them, the gaming companies, etc. However, if you look at the pie chart here, back in 2018, smartphone games only represented 36% of the market. So now, with the ability that from a smartphone via 5G, you can access the AAA games. If I just look at Africa, where we are from, that means that probably 90% of the entire continent would now be able to access AAA games because they don't have enough money for a PlayStation or an Xbox, which in South Africa is almost $2,000. And then you still have to pay in rand terms, 1,500 rand, which is almost $100 just for a game. Gone are those days, guys. Gone are those days. Now, for those of you who are still skeptical around gaming and what these games earn, if ever anybody sells you a mobile phone again, that salesperson, and they try and convince you that you must buy this particular version of mobile phone because the games on it are free, do me a favor and give that person a smack on the ear because they don't know what they're talking about. Doesn't matter what phone you have, from the most expensive Apples, Huawei's, etc. right down to the cheapest phones that you can possibly get. The hardware is hardware. All the phones have got batteries, screens, keypads, casings, GPSs, cameras, etc. So they all cost the same to make. However, in South Africa, the most expensive phones are around 35,000 Rand per phone if you had to buy the hardware, if it wasn't on contract from the network. Now, please explain to me how on earth can one phone be up to 33,000 Rand more expensive than another one based on software? I always have a good laugh when all the old people, the people my age, tell me, oh, I don't play games and I never will and I never have. But whether you play games or not, you've already paid for those games when you either bought the phone outright cash or when you signed the contract with the operator for your airtime and data, or you pay for it via the click-throughs on Google or the ads or the marketing. But pay, you pay. All of you are familiar with a game called Candy Crush, right? It's probably on every mobile phone all over the world. Now look at this. Back in 2018, Candy Crush was already a $1.1 billion company. Do you think that's possible if the game was free? Folks, there's no such a thing as a free game. There's no such a thing as free anything. You pay for it, whether you play or not. You've already paid for it, so you might as well play. Now, just for interest's sake, have a look at the number one game. Fortnite in 2018, at that stage, already made over $2.4 billion in revenue. That's why they can afford to give away $100 million in prize money for their tournaments every year. If you look at the bottom here, you'll notice that from a marketing perspective, other than pay TV, video games were already second in the world for the biggest income via the, let's call it, the submersive or the associated marketing which they do. So, bringing all of this together and combining that with the world of NFTs. Now, just quickly to show you what an NFT can look like, because a lot of people get confused with this. An NFT, like we said, is just a non-fungible token. It's a piece of digital art. So in other words, it's a picture on the internet or a picture in the metaverse. Now, this really irritates me. Whoever drew this yacht didn't draw it in scale, and that for me is a sin. For me, in my opinion, it looks like a child drew this picture, but my opinion is irrelevant because someone sold this picture to somebody else for a whopping 650,000 US dollars. Do you think they care what Derek thinks about this picture? It's irrelevant. Doesn't matter what Derek says or the Pope says or whoever says, our opinions are irrelevant. Here's old Justin Bieber. For this little picture called the Bored Ape, he took out $1.29 million out of his fortunes and he paid whoever owned this picture that money. There you can see that a piece of digital land in the metaverse sold for 2.43 million US dollars. Adidas have got this ape, the cool ape character. They dress him up in their clothing and their hats and their glasses, but this ape has already made for Adidas over 23 million US dollars. Never mind if you look at these apes here, where people are willing to pay a total market space of $22 billion for these pictures. Call it crazy, call it whatever you want, but your, in my opinion, doesn't count because somebody paid somebody else that money for it, finished and clear, like we say in South Africa. Now, guys, combine this kind of crazy income with gaming income. Back in 2019, this youngster, 16 years old, his gaming name is Bugger. He won the first Fortnite championship for that year, and he took $3 million home. That same year, Djokovic won the Wimbledon championship. He only went home with $2.98 million after running around for 2 weeks on Wimbledon. Same year, Tiger Woods won the US Masters, earned himself another green jacket. He sadly only went home with $2 million. Shame. Lost his clubs, his balls, his wives, his girlfriends, everything. And he didn't even take home the same money as a 16-year-old kid playing a game. Now, to put things in perspective, we said that Fortnite can give away $100 million a year just for game prizing or prizes. The game Grand Theft Auto, back in the day, 2013, some of you weren't even born yet. When that game was released, in the first 24 hours, it made 815 million US dollars. Now, folks, this is almost 10 years ago. Hopefully, this gives you a new perspective of how big gaming is. Whether you or I participate in it or not, irrelevant. Now, this statistic over here, they gave this forecast in gaming before COVID started. They reckon that 2.7 billion gamers will roughly spend about 160 billion on games in the year 2020. But nobody saw COVID coming, which with the whole lockup scenario, gaming went through the roof. I suppose from a boredom perspective, everybody's sitting at home, not knowing what to do with themselves. Now, the message I want to give you tonight, this showed us, and more so, COVID showed us what gaming can become as an income generator. So when I tell you tonight that what I'm going to show you next will be the biggest opportunity from a business perspective that you and I, the normal person in the street, will ever see in a lifetime. We will never get this opportunity ever again. So I want to see quickly if Nick is online. Nick, give me 1 second. Let me just find you, then I can unmute you. Nick is from the gaming company Mixter, which is our partner that's literally going live. There we go, Nick. If you can just unmute yourself, I'd appreciate it.
How's it, Derek?
Welcome, Nick.
How are you doing? Thanks for having me again.
Excellent. Really appreciate your time. For you guys, it's after hours, and I can just imagine it must be chaos in your office before the launch. What's happening?
Lots happening. We're hard at work, let me tell you that, and we're very excited to obviously showcase the Mixer Plus product on the 24th. We can't wait to show you guys.
Insane. Is everything in place, Nick?
Everything's been in place for months, my friend. It's obviously just the final hurdles, I guess, polishing and making sure everything's perfect. But everything's well in hand, and yeah, we're very excited for the Singapore launch. Very excited to showcase where Mixer's evolved to in terms of the Mixer Plus platform.
Fantastic. While I've got this on the screen, just to explain to the members, when the normal Mixer on the left-hand side, say the normal Mixer as a Mixer, as in the games that it launched with, social platform gaming. When it went live 18 months ago, there were roughly, if memory serves, around about 36,000 members within Mixer. And in the 18 months, it went to 3 million players with over 50 million games played. Now, guys, these are the type of games that I can refer to almost as the type of Candy Crush games, like on that we find on mobile phones and that. So what do you think is going to happen when Mixer Plus goes live, which, like the youngsters refer to, those are the real games? And when Mixer Plus hits the platform, you said on the 24th, Nick?
24th of September, when there's the switchover from Mixer Social, as you guys have been familiar with over the last 18 plus months, to the new gamified Mixer Plus. Yes.
Fantastic. It's just a question, technically, if I'm a Mixer subscription payer already, do I automatically switch over, or what needs to happen?
I'm laughing because, yeah, very much so. I mean, all these questions, I think they're great, and certainly to make sure that everyone is on this call and everyone that needs to be updated. As you know, we've run a pre-onboarding promotion to Mixer Plus as part of the Millionaire competition. So we can chat about that in a minute. But certainly for everybody that has had Mixer previously, your subscription will be carried through over to Mixer Plus. And so there's nothing for you to do from that perspective. On the 24th of September, within the next 12 odd days, your current subscription for Mixer will translate over to the world of Mixer Plus.
Fantastic. Okay. All right. Appreciate that. Just to show you who we're talking to, this is Nick on the line right down here. And here you can see the new alliances on the screen from Mixer. Nick, I don't know if you want to maybe just take us through it a little bit. Obviously, some heavyweight names here, and we can also see your offices in Cape Town. I believe my photos are a bit outdated.
No, I think I need to send you definitely some new photos there. I think everyone will be pleased to see that there's been a lot to go with regards the branding, the new branding of our building. I mean, I think you might have even shown it, but I mean, we're the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th floors now of that building that you visited us. We're very excited. Actually, interesting. There's going to be a whole lot of new desks and new faces that are joining us over the coming week. So, yeah, we're very excited. Just to touch on, obviously, this is obviously caveated. I can't go into too much detail around these partnerships, but certainly for us, the Crypto.com partnership is one that we're going to drive quite aggressively going forward. It certainly enables us to be able to facilitate, just ease of rewards, ease of payments. You spoke about the play to earn piece, and that just is going to help us facilitate what essentially is a decentralized economy to our centralized one, which is obviously the subscription economy that we're currently operating on. So we're very excited about that partnership, and we're certainly are going to be enabling a lot more in terms of gamification on our platform due to that partnership.
Nick, for our people that are online here, the best way to maybe describe it to a new prospect, am I right by saying, obviously through paying a small subscription or whatever subscription suits your pocket, so it's pay to play, but that creates a play to earn opportunity for me and the rest of our Crowd1 members?
Absolutely. No, I mean, I think it's a simplistic view. I mean, from our side, we're obviously wanting to offer the best casual mobile gaming experience we can. That ties into the existing subscription, either via the Crowd Starter package, or as you know, obviously with the price promotions that we do run as part of the gift codes from time to time. I think for us, certainly around offering any type of genre that fits into almost like 3 buckets at the moment. We're going to be offering, the standard casual mobile games. There is a whole retro gaming element. And then you've mentioned here in terms of AAA titles, more premium AAA titles that will be available on the platform with the rollout of Mixer Plus. So certainly in terms of the play-to-pay environment, I mean, there we've got a whole bunch of, free game style games that you've got up on the screen that you can then obviously play in free competition. And then obviously we try to make sure that there's something for everyone in terms of daily, weekly, weekend tournaments. And that obviously fits into the play-to-earn piece, which is really around utilizing your skills in mobile casual gaming, and that allows for you to then enter into these various tournaments to then win a number of rewards. And I think we've done a lot in terms of the new platform to ensure that there's gamification for everyone. So whether you don't always have to rank number 1, and that's the big thing I say to my teams all the time. It's really around having fun and ensuring that you're on the platform and you're playing within the tournaments. You can be a winner, whether you rank 200th or 1,000th. We certainly are trying to make sure that there's something for everyone.
Excellent. So I've got a chance then.
You certainly have a chance, Derek. I think, like I said to you about a week ago, just make sure that you don't give the game away in terms of the games you like to play, and obviously invite your friends. Certainly when it comes to one of the brand new features that really is going to set the bar for us in terms of Mixer Plus, which is our head-to-head challenges. That's going to allow for you and I to be able to challenge each other in a head-to-head style tournament. And that's really going to set the world apart. I mean, I'm bursting with excitement for you guys to test that new genre of gameplay out.
Maybe just for the players, the way I describe head-to-head gameplay is like if you're my age and you appreciate being around in the 80s when we played games literally in all the corner cafes, games like your typical Pac-Man or the Super Mario Brothers or whatever, it's almost like the 2-player version where you play and obviously higher score wins. And then obviously that takes you through to the leaderboards, etc. And
Yeah, very
that's
much
sort of
so.
my
So
layman's description.
no, very much so. And I mean, if everyone that's been on the call has experienced this type of gameplay before with Mixed to Social, it's certainly around having that same tournament style. But this is really giving you that dopamine hit that I challenged Derek to a game of sushi roll, which is what you've got on the platform now. We're able to play within the 2-minute, 3-minute head-to-head challenge. And I mean, amazingly from my team in terms of the tech team, I mean, syncing up the scores real time, no matter if you're on your mobile phone or you're on a tablet or you're in a web environment through your desktop, we're able to then have a challenge real time. And I think that's just truly amazing. So, I mean, you and I will be able to match up against each other based on our levels. I just want to caveat for everyone that's on the call, you're not necessarily going to be matched up against like the top players within the platform. It's going to be based on your level, based on your experience, based on your game time. And you'll be mapped up with various individuals from around the world and maybe even your own country, and you'll be able to challenge them for that leaderboard position. So it's truly an amazing feature that we're launching on the 24th.
Maybe just back here a slide. If you can maybe elaborate a little bit on these fantastic prizes, how you guys put this together, to be honest, only you know. And I think it must have taken a really long time to get this done.
I think I've shown you already on my video calls previously. I mean, I've gone a bit gray and maybe a bit balding now that I've reached the age of 46. But certainly, I mean, I think for me, the big thing here, and then we've heard our audience, you know, and it's really been around obviously listening to the players themselves and offering, yes, the reward component. And I mean, that's a big part of it now. You talked about play to earn. You're earning credits on the platform for which you can translate in our global store. And we can show you that a little later in terms of being able to, you know, choose the prize that you want because you've worked hard to play out in those tournaments. And then certainly for me, in terms of something that we can control, it's really also around giving you guys those memorable experiences. So, you know, things like the Maldives competition, things like putting up the cost of a Tesla Model C, you know, where we can, and obviously those markets, and then looking at other experiences, lifestyle experiences that we want to bring to the fore, so that you really feel that you're playing for something that's more than just, I'm not belittling it, more than just that cell phone or more than just that digital item. You're really playing for an incredible, you know, global experience that's once in a lifetime.
Yeah. One of the things that always stands out for me, and I know you guys have literally started this whole, if you want, roadmap around 15 years ago. But the fact all the Africans, because the reason for the Africans, we love mobile phone data and connectivity. I don't think there's a person on the face of Africa who hasn't got a mobile phone by now. But instead of asking mom and dad for airtime or for money to buy airtime or data, now, guys, you can actually play for data and airtime from connectivity from almost every mobile operator globally. Now, this is a self-feeding machine. So now I can play games for data. And when I have the data, I can have more games because I've enabled more games. And then I can play more games for data. And when I have more data, I can play more games. And this machine can literally carry on spinning like that, so that I never, ever would have to take money out of my pocket for that ever again, and have endless fun with my friends and whoever else I invite, even possibly participate in tournaments and actually come home with the bacon, so to speak, in terms of income and all these different products that you can win, from appliances to lawnmowers to microwaves and fridges and digital and whatever else for the ladies, even cosmetics, clothing, baby clothing, you name it. This is absolutely insane. And that's why I keep on saying that. Yep.
No. Sorry to cut you there. I just wanted to just add to that. And I think what people are going to be really excited about coming forward is a lot of the giveaways were singularly focused in terms of one or two items. I can tell you, and I'm caveating this, is that we've also, you know, really looked in terms of how do you classify these various sections that you're throwing. And I mean, a lot of our customers, it's amazing. You know, they're they're buying items within the home automation space, or you really want that like item for your child or for your baby, or there's fashion and beauty accessories that you've really been looking forward to winning. And we've taken that on board, and you'll see within the new platform on the 24th of September, I'm very excited that we've broken it down even further. So you're able to then choose from a variety of fashion and beauty accessories, and that you can also enter in as part of the giveaway function. So I think it's really, we've taken this whole thing concept to a new level. So more so than what you've just said, just around the data, yes, that's important, but really listening to our customers, you guys on the call, your downline, your members, the crowd, and going, well, you really want to play for something. And I mean, that's what's going to hopefully get everyone excited, is that I really want that amazing piece of wearable tech. I noticed Sushi Roll's on a tournament for the day. I'm really good at Sushi Roll, playing the head-to-head challenge, and I can then walk away with that the latest pods or what have you. So it's truly remarkable. We're very humbly proud of what we've done. So very excited, looking forward.
From my side, and I think I speak for everybody on the call, I can only compliment you for what was built here. I appreciate a good piece of software and hardware, in this case all software. And let me tell you, with no formal education required, in South Africa's case, no matric certificate, that's our highest schooling reward, no university degrees, literally with our own country sitting at between a 16 and a 20% employment rate, it's my firm belief that now anybody can contribute and play on this platform and actually start contributing to their families for income. And it's an uncapped income. And at that, it's an income based in a euro currency, which if I bring it back is 17 or 18 times worth than what a normal job can provide me and my family. So if this doesn't pick up Africa's economy, I don't know if anything else will. But the one thing I can tell you, there's not a single government with, let's call it a job creation, or rather an income opportunity creation option like this. But that's just what it is. You guys have created something here that is completely unique. We will never see anything like this again from anybody else. And what's very important with these kind of things is the pioneers, the front runners are the guys who make the money, because obviously everybody else will try and follow and do this. But we've got a 15-year head start on anybody else, which is just impossible to catch us, especially if 47 million influencer marketers wake up and see what has been created here. We've been waiting a long time, but the point is we had COVID and all kinds of nonsense in between. But the switch on, guys, the green button for go is going to be hit in 12 days with or without you, your friends, your family, whatever. But this will change gaming on the planet like you've never seen before. Nick, all I can say is thank you for your time. Anything else you want to?
No, and I just want to just say thank you to you and everyone on the call. I mean, without you guys, it's not possible. And I mean, we're here. We're not going anywhere, and we're making sure that we give you guys the best product possible in terms of the ability to be able to, as you rightly said, earn from rewards from playing with our platform and having something truly amazing to sell into your downline. So really appreciate all of you, every single one of you. You make it possible for us. So thank you so much.
Excellent. Thanks, Nick. Enjoy your evening. Thank you for your time.
Guys, take it easy. Anytime, man.
Thank you.
Take it easy. Bye.
Bye. Well, folks, there you have it, right out of not the horse's mouth, but the source's mouth. And doesn't get any better than this. So maybe just for the first timers who've logged in here, maybe some of you with your prospects here for the first time, now that everybody's excited, this is days away from switch on. And you can imagine what a market this will be. In my opinion, it could become a $200 billion industry in a heartbeat if 47 million start doing their jobs as influencer marketers. Now, what does that mean? That simply means if you don't play games, or whoever does play games in your family circle, your friend circle, your neighbors, etc., just get them through from now on, play the games here. Now, why on earth would they not want to play their games here if these are the type of prizes that they can walk away with? I can candidly tell you that this is the website, rewards.mixter.com. And if you just click on the electronic goods over here, I took a few snapshots just to show you from all the different variations here what is available. But just the electronic goods is almost 195 pages of products typically like this. It actually becomes impossible to choose what you want to buy with your Mixter rewards. And then on top of that, you still get credits. The credits allow you to take part in literally what's called lucky draws, for lack of a better description, and walk away with things like from sunglasses to you name it, whatever else. It's just paraphernalia on top of paraphernalia. Now imagine in your own country, one of your downlines. This is my email that I got for some of the prizes I've won, which have already been delivered to my house. And imagine somebody in your neighborhood or in your downline starts coming home with prizes like these cars or Teslas or whatever the case might be, Maldives holidays. Now, here's the good news. You only need a mobile phone to play this. Now, in South Africa, from a price perspective, instead of spending 20,000 Rand on a new PlayStation or Xbox, if you still want the game look and feel of a console in your hand, you can buy these little console emulators for 600 Rand, not even 1,000 Rand. You can place your mobile phone in it, which not just acts as your screen, but also acts as your interface between your mobile phone and the gaming platform that Mixter presents us with. Now, those of you who really don't know how to do sales and how to invite people, here's the good news. You don't even have to open your mouth building this business, because you see you've got a Mixter invitation that you can simply copy from the platform and WhatsApp to your friends or use whatever social platform, if not all of it, that you can invite people, the same as your Crowd1 link. So folks, for those of you who are not sales boffins or experts in sales, the good news is you don't have to be. Now, just to quickly continue our discussion around all the other opportunities outside of Mixter, which is presented by Crowd1, back to the blockchain and this very secure connectivity. What else does it supply us with? Well, it gives us opportunity to tap into what's called decentralized finance. In other words, finance that doesn't have to go through the banks or the middlemen that take all the money. So in that crypto space, we said that there's coins and there's tokens. The difference between a coin and a coin has got its own blockchain like this. It owns its own blockchain like Bitcoin. But Ethereum, which is just a token, can ride on any other blockchain. So, and multiple ones for that matter. That's why a lot of people within the gaming space use the Ethereum coins, etc., to do their transactions with. Now, whoops. Within this DeFi or decentralized finance arena, there's literally thousands of tokens and coins. Now, why am I showing you this? Because, guys, Mixter is going to have its own token. Crowd1 will come up with its own token eventually. One of the other games already active, Planet IX, and I'll use that to prove to you tonight that the play-to-earn concept is a smashing hit like never seen before, has got its own token, etc., etc. Now, why is this important? Because if we've got these tokens that are now driven by proper value, not just like the tokens and coins up until now, where the value was derived simply by the amount of people that take part in moving them, trading them, buying them, selling them. But if we've got real value like gaming behind these coins, this market is going to go bananas like you've never seen before. So there's lots of wallets that you can choose from. You need what's called a wallet to be able to trade. The only job the wallets do is to take your rand or dollars or pounds or whatever your local currency is and be able to change that currency, that fiat currency, into a cryptocurrency to be able to participate in, for instance, the gaming, etc. However, one of the games that I'm going to show you in a second plays in what's called the virtual property space. Now, you saw 2 slides ago or a couple of slides ago, people have already spent like $2.43 million on virtual property on the internet. Don't ask me how or why, whatever, but they've done it. So if you and I want to interface between these metaverse opportunities and your real wallet, you're going to have one of these wallets that interfaces between these crypto coins and tokens, or then the DeFi or decentralized finance. and the actual companies who provide these services, products, or whatever it is that you and I can tap into. But make no mistake, guys, ready yourselves for next year. The entertainment industry is already on the blockchain. And what is launching within Crowd1 next year? Entertainment. Like I said, you can already buy into the travel business via the blockchain interfaces. And we've got such a company already on board. I'm going to show you now. Banking. We've already got a banking partner. All of you who've been part of Crowd1 since before April last year will one of these days receive your shares in the bank, the virtual bank, once again the pioneer banks in the world, completely virtual. There's no bank halls and tellers and things that can be robbed and held up and things like that. And you can see the obvious differences here between physical banking and just the security around this internet blockchain banking. But we are shareholders in that bank, and you'll receive your share certificates. For those of you who joined our team after April, you'll be able, with your commissions, to buy shares in that bank because it's a British listed bank. Then, guys, obviously, when we look at the music industry, the blockchain is what keeps everybody's songs and permissions and IP and whatever safe. Now, next year, you can sharpen your teeth because this is yet another market that will come for you and me to take to market, and which is just going to increase your income opportunities exponentially. Now, if you're wondering what this blockchain thing is, very soon you'll be in a country, no matter what country you're in, where your pension funds, your voting, your systems that run your ID books and your passports and all things like that will all be running in the blockchain, if not already, because of its security. So the blockchain is here to stay. Whether I don't care what you have to say about it or not. Countries are already adopting the policies or whatever, but this is the opportunity. Remember what I said, if you climb in early, you're the trendsetter, you're the pioneer, and you can earn from it. That's what's really going on. Now, guys, this guy, Rito Moses, is the CEO of our crypto information subscription company called Moonbirdie. Because at the moment, less than 4% of the globe is involved in any form of crypto. And there's still a lot of confusion, and most people don't even know really what it means. He took it upon himself to open this company to teach you and me through the academy, from what the word crypto means all the way to become an expert. Why? Because like it or not, you're going to have to deal with this even for your pension fund one day in whatever country you are. But because there's a lot of confusion, there's also a lot of criminals who are just too eager to take your and my money and give us nothing in return. So what can be better than subscribing to professionals whose job it is to sit the whole day, every day, and evaluate these markets, warn us against the red lights where we need to stay away from, show us the top deals where it's the best to go in, get the better returns, etc. So no more guessing, guys. Just tap into this. Not even the banks have got this opportunity. Then, once you've made a bit of commission and you want to travel, who doesn't want to travel? What can be better than owning a piece of an already $8 trillion US travel business? Now, where else on the planet can you get between a 20% and a possible 75% discount on booking your hotels, car rentals, cruises, etc.? Well, if you're part of Crowd1, and that's the only way, through Life Trends, our travel partner, this is the CEO, Mark Seaforth, American company, you can get these discounts. Now, I always say to all the Crowd1 members, we are sitting on gold, but the gold is dripping through our fingers. Get up from your chair, go see any company who's got a travel budget in this year, in this terrible economy around the world, and go offer that financial manager or CEO or whatever, go and offer them a 20 to 75% discount for their staff who do traveling. The only way they can do it is they need to sign up in your Crowd1 business. And then by getting all the way for those people who really do extensive traveling into the Platinum Partnership, you can, for some of their destinations, you can get all the way up to a 75% discount. This is a no-brainer. The more sales we generate, the more money we make, guys. Simple as that. Now, this is Digital Partners Network, the virtual bank with all the banking services that you see here. You can quickly take out your mobile phone and please take a screenshot of this link over here. put this link word for word, hyphen for hyphen, into your Google search bar. This will tell you the status of Digital Partners Network as far as the British Stock Exchange listing is concerned. So you don't have to worry, is this going to happen? Isn't it going to happen? And this is their website where you can go to get the latest news, information, etc. They announced a little while ago that within days we can start expecting our share certificate. So this has got nothing to do with Crowd1, but imagine a bank starting with potentially up to 47 million members one shot, starting to transact, owning 50% of this bank as Crowd1 members. We want to push as many transactions through here as we possibly can, introduce this bank to everybody on the planet, and you and I own 50% of every single transaction fee. Where on earth are you going to get an opportunity like this to become a partner in a bank again? The answer is never, from nobody, because they don't want to share. This is what we're sitting with. Time to get on with this. Now, what you see here is yet the next game to launch. It's called Metaverse, and this is a virtual trading game. The guy you see here on the right is what they call the game director. So in other words, he's the guy creating the game. He's responsible for it. But he's also the person, Hendrik Swan, who created the game Call of Duty. If you don't know these games, the names of these games, ask your children or your grandchildren. They've all played these games. Call of Duty, Resident Evil, the Elder Games, and Metal Gear. And for each of these, he actually received a BAFTA award, which is like the Oscars for games. So if he's already made this kind of success out of these 4 games, what do you reckon is going to happen when the game Metaverse goes live on the 7th of November this year? Now, here's the thing. It hasn't gone live yet. We're still in pre-launch, and they've allowed us, because we're part of the crowd, to every week up until the launch be able to claim some what's called virtual options. This is like the monopoly money that the game will be played with, the currency if you want. So you can now already claim these virtual options so that by the time the game launches in November, you already got money to play with, or you got money to buy a package with. So every week you're not claiming, you are losing money, existing members. Get the personal people that you've introduced below you into this ASAP and get them to also claim, because for every claim underneath you up to 5 levels deep, you are already earning sales bonuses for. Whether you know the people or not, get them to claim. If 47 million people get in this game, you can see here that more than 2 million people have already registered for the game. The game is only starting on the 7th of November. Do you reckon this game is going to work? Of course it's going to work. No one else have got this head start. This is like starting a 100-meter race at the 50-meter mark. This is what the power of the crowd can do. So what does it cost you to get into this whole thing? €129 is the cheapest package. Now pay attention, guys. Currently there's a special running, which the special is called the Epic Special. I call it the Bump Up Special. So all of you that want to buy in to take part in these opportunities can buy a €129 package and receive all of these benefits for free with it. However, when you buy a white package, you will be bumped up to the more expensive black package for free. If you buy a black package, you will be bumped up to the more expensive gold package for free. If you buy the gold, you'll be bumped up to titanium. And only during the special, there's yet another package called the Titanium Pro. So if you buy a titanium package, you'll be bumped up to the Titanium Pro for free. For those of you who are already current members, for instance, sitting on a white package, if you only pay the difference between the white and the black package, instead of landing up on black, you'll bypass the black and land up on gold for free. If you're on a black package, the same concept. Just pay the difference between this and the gold. And instead of landing on gold, you'll skip the gold and land on titanium for free. And here's the nice one. If you're on gold, pay the difference to titanium. You will skip that step and go all the way to Titanium Pro, getting more and more value for your money. Now, what I'm going to show you next after I've showed you the income opportunities, you tell me if you think this is worth it. A once-off $129 puts you in this business. That's it. In South African Rand terms, it's roughly about 2,200 Rand with a South African. So for 2,200 Rand, this is the game that's already active called Planet IX. It's a virtual property game. So they've basically created a globe that looks just like our globe today looks, the world looks. And they've covered that globe with these honeycomb little pictures called pics. So this is the best way to describe this game is like playing electronic Monopoly. In Monopoly, you throw the dice and you wait to land on a street that you want. And once you get that street, you buy it and you start putting up houses and hotels to make some money from the other players. In this case, the throw of the dice is called a cargo drop. You can buy a small cargo drop, a medium, or a large one. And that simply means more and more and more of these pics all over the world. Now, the throw of the dice or the chance means you don't know what land you're getting somewhere in the world. Can be anywhere. However, the big picture of what we're all playing for are these NFTs, these beautiful pieces of digital art, like the Taj Mahal, like the Burj Khalifa in Dubai, like the Eiffel Tower in Paris, or the pyramids in Egypt, this beautiful cathedral in Europe, etc. They are only one of these guys. If you end up owning one of these, maybe someone will pay you a couple of $1 million for these NFTs if they really want the picture. You never know. But the point is you can play a game to get your hands on these things. Now, you tell me if our format of influencer marketing is working or not. Planet IX started as a company with their first game, Planet IX. It went live in December last year. So it's now been running for more or less 9 months, almost 9 months. After the first 3 months, we were already the #1 game on Polygon's game tracker, or what's called their DAP radar. We are also the world's #1 NFT game. Now, Planet IX is just on 1 million players. Now, from a Planet IX perspective, that is fantastic. But here's my question. Where are the other 46 million Crowd1 members? Because, guys, yes, you do need money, real money, to buy these picks and to be able to play and sell and trade and bargain and carry on. But with only 1 million players, we are already #1. So what do you reckon is going to happen if we 2 million, 4 million, 8 million, 16 million people playing this game? Now, here's the thing. You can actually register for this game in your Crowd1 back office, and without taking out money out of your pocket, you can participate in the free raffle draws every day and actually get some of this land for free, just to get you going. Now, this is the CEO of this company, Felix Bengston. He's a happy guy at the moment, being in #1 after only 3 months. But his own quote, this is not a game. It's actually a platform for people to make a living from. No qualifications required. This is an important link. Take your cell phones and take a screenshot of this to help you to get going in the game. This is a YouTube link where you can find all their tutorials that will help you through the registration, etc. Okay, so this is the game that's already active. The other games, Mixter Plus, is going live in 12 days. And as you can see clearly, that's going to change the world of gaming forever. And then Metaverse is going live 7 November. But let me show you the kind of money that's available in these games. You tell me if it's worth your while paying attention tonight. Watch this. This is one of our members here in South Africa, and this is what their gaming platform looks like. That's a picture of the globe, and every green dot that you see is a piece of land that this particular player already has acquired or owns. Now, guys, you can't even count these things. Now, if you look at here where it's very dense over there, etc., there in America, when you start zooming in a bit, it looks like they actually own every single piece of land here. However, If you zoom in closer and closer, you'll see that it's not the case. It might look impressive, and believe me, it is impressive. This is like the sand of the sea or the stars at night. You can't count these dots anymore. But when you zoom into the maximum zoom, you'll see that although this person owns a lot of these green dots, there's still lots of space in between. Now, here's the thing. Once you own a certain amount of these picks, these green picks, you can mint it as your own unique NFT, which obviously carries its own value. So imagine within this ground that you hold, or as they say, the staking that you do, you have the pyramids in Egypt or the Taj Mahal building or any one of those 999 odd premier NFTs. You can charge outside of Crowd1, outside of this game, any money that you would like. Now, this is why it's a game of strategy. Because if you look at this example over here, this person owns all these picks over here and all those picks over there, but they haven't yet got these two picks that would tie them together. So if I'm the guy who owns those picks in between, I can charge this person whatever I like for that land. And depending how desperate they are, they're going to have to pay me. Otherwise, they can't have it. Simple as that. Now, that's where pay to play becomes interesting. More so becomes a play to earn solution. Now, watch this. Have your calculator ready. Put your mobile phone calculator on. Just don't fall off your chair. So I don't know how many green dots there are here, but to keep the numbers simple, simply say 1 million. When this person purchased these little green dots in December, 8 months ago, the price for a single green dot, or known as a pick, or rather an IXT, a Planet IX token, there's those tokens again we spoke about, the cost was $53, 0.53 cents. However, only 8 months later, you can see here on CoinMarketCap, the price for one IXT now, one IX token on the blockchain is $2.15. That was the highest I've ever seen so far. At that stage, it was $1.15. So it has grown, the value has grown in real money on these Bitcoin platforms from $53 to $2.15. I think that's nice for 8 months. Now, the sum that you can do to see what this particular person's game asset value is right now is 1 million picks times $2.15, and then in whatever country you find yourself, times it by your rand. In South Africa, your rand dollar ratio, or your dollar euro, dollar pound, dollar whatever your local currency is. Now, here's the thing, guys. In South Africa, the sum would be 1 million picks or IXTs times $2.15 times 17 rand to the euro. Hello, baby. Come to daddy. And that would be 36.55 million rand. Thank you, Corey. And I see you still on your chair. Now, President Corey sitting here next to me and his wife hiding away around the corner, Caroline, this is their gaming value. This is not their picture, but that's what this particular gamer is sitting on in real local money game asset value. But hang on, we're not done. We're not done. Watch this. This person, this is their screen showing the incoming bids for what they're offering this person for these little pieces of land in between what they own already. Now you'll notice that the average bid here is not $2.15, but it's 3.6 IXT. 3.6, 3.6. That's how desperate these people are. But hang on. This guy is offering 12.34 IXT for one single dot. Corey sitting next to me has been offered 150. 155 US dollars for one IXT, and his picture doesn't look much different to this. So if you really want to fall on your back, just as an average, because it's still early days, there's only, no, not even a million players in this. So let's say $1 million times not 2.15, but let's see the answer times 12.34 times the local currency in your country. Just don't fall off your chair, because suddenly these people in our local currency in South Africa become rand, that's our local currency, billionaires in game asset value. Do you think these people care if somebody pays or don't pay them? Do you think they care about jobs and working for a boss 8, 9, 12 hours a day? Do you think they care about anything else again? But it costs them 2,000 Rand to get into this business once off. This is the value of play to earn in the metaverse. Now, complementing all this, every time you invite someone, so up until now, there's 3 games. Mixter, there's Metaverse starting soon, and there's Planet IX. So in other words, 3 income opportunities already. On top of those income opportunities, there are literally 5 other opportunities just from Crowd1. 6 if you take the packages into consideration as well. Now, what can you earn from there? Every time you invite someone and they join a game. So it's very simple. The rule is invite, register and play and have fun. But by inviting your friends to play these games, they need to sign up. Now, here they can earn commissions to pay for the sign-ups so that they don't have to buy those expensive Xboxes and PlayStations. However, watch this. For growing the network, let me give you a quick indication of what kind of value you can sit with here. And I'll be quick about this. Just in that, signing yourself into this business and focusing on just getting 2 of your friends. Maybe your husband, your son, your daughter, maybe your mom, your dad, maybe your neighbors, your friends. It's irrelevant. Sign up 2 people in your first 13 weeks. And then every week thereafter, for each of them, help them to get their 2 people. So in other words, find 2 people out of your entire mobile phone contact list who desperately needs an extra income right now, which I think is probably 98% of your whole phone book. Look what happens, guys. So in 13 weeks, you signing up 2 members and then just helping them to get their 2 members. So 2 times 2 is 4. Then everybody helps those 4 to get their 2 members, which is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. You get the drift. Or signing up on the cheapest package, the 2,200 Rand package or €129 package, you get 55 points. Very simple math. 2 times 55 is 110. 4 times 55 is 220. 8 times 55 is 440, and so on. So what is the conversion from the points to euro? Just divide by 10. So 110 divided by 10 is €11. 220 divided by 10 is 22, and so on. So if you follow the discipline of finding 2 members and helping them to get their 2 for 13 straight weeks, selling or let them buy the cheapest packages, you'll have enough points to put you on what we call a director 1-star level. How much money does a director 1-star earn from one of these recruiting bonuses? Well, €90,000 more or less. That's already an interesting figure if you live in a euro environment. However, in Africa, and particularly in South Africa, you can take €90,000 and times it by at least 16.5 or 17 to the Rand. And that, my friends, is 1.4 million Rand. Now, this is the part of tonight where you have to ask yourself, if not for this opportunity, where else can I make 1.5 million Rand in 13 weeks with nothing more than a mobile phone? I don't even have to open my mouth. I can invite my friends and family to training sessions like this in every language around the world, just about. But, but, to get to the top of all the bonuses, you don't just need 2 members, you need 25. So the only thing I've changed on this sheet is instead of focusing just on 2 members, get to your 25 as soon as you can. This is not a race, it's a business. So there's no rushing you, but watch the difference. Now, by rights, I should have said helping all 25 people to also get their 25. And then all of those people to also get their 25, but I didn't. Because if you do that, your calculator on your PC or your phone won't be able to calculate this number. It would simply tilt. Watch this, guys. Just changing the start. 25 times 2 is 50. 50 times only 2 is 100. 100 times only 2 is 200. But that start will give you enough points to place you after 13 weeks on a President 2-star level. How much money does a President 2-star make? Still on the cheapest packages. How does the value of around over €1 million strike you? South Africa, my friends, that's almost 18 million bucks. If I don't care how successful businessman or woman you are, if you can't make this kind of money in 13 weeks with nothing more than a mobile phone, then I would suggest you take a serious look at this business. But so far, we've only looked at the cheapest package, the 2,000 Rand package, which only gives you 55 points. So just to give you another shock on top of the gaming income, watch this. People around the world can still afford the black package, which is a little bit more expensive and even better now that the bump up special is there. But the black package doesn't give you 55 points. It gives you 150 points for everyone sold. However, the gold package, a little bit more expensive, once off, gives you 400 points as opposed to 55. And the titanium package gives you a whopping 1,250 points instead of 55. To just show you what can happen in this business, because people will decide by themselves what they can and can't afford. You don't have to decide for them. Some of them have got money under the bed. I won't elaborate on that one. But the point is, this, after putting your 25 people as a start and then helping them to find just 2 people each all the way for 13 weeks, can suddenly place you on a President 3-star level. Now, folks, 3 million euro in South Africa is almost 50 million Rand. 400 points, 25 people will put you after 13 weeks, each one getting 2 people, on a senior President 2-star level. That is a staggering 8 million euro, or let me put that in plain South African terms, in hell of a 131 million Rand opportunity. Never mind if you do the ambassador points by signing up a couple of titanium people, which will place you on an ambassador 1-star level and a total earning of around 25 million euro, which is 409 million Rand. This is the kind of thing that will change the entire country's economy. Folks, there's people who have passed these levels. There's not just one or two and people we don't know. There are people from all over the world who have done this. If they can do it, you and I can do it. In these economic times, it would be a good idea just to have an extra income on the sideline if you are still privileged enough to have a job. But make no mistake about this. Not one single company in the history of the world has ever been created to make an employee rich. Not one single one. Stop believing that your company that you work for will be that one, because it won't. Unless you're the owner or you're the main shareholders, you will simply get what other people think you are worth in the form of a pay earning. And believe me, it will always be 10 Rand or $10 or 10 euro too little for what you require. Only you can make this happen. But as a team, This business works as a team. You can't go to the top unless people push you. But you also can't go to the top unless you drag the people underneath with you. That's the way this business was set up. So the only person that can make this happen to get in is you yourself. Very simple to join this business. All that the person requires who invited you here, your full names and your surname, your email address and your street address, your date of birth and your phone number. Voila. And you can join this business on the cheapest package, which is only 2,200 Rand or 129 euro. The first 2 weeks are your two most important weeks because you can be profitable within those 2 weeks simply by signing up 4 of your best friends, family, neighbors, whoever, doesn't matter, on the same package as you. Sign up only 4 people, you'll have more money already than what it cost you to join this business. It's a no-brainer, guys. Then you can either put that profit in your pocket or you can sponsor somebody and still have profit left. Now, what can be better? Sponsoring that one family member who's already lost their jobs thanks to COVID or never had a job to start off with. The people that are going to build this business going forward are the youngsters stuck in school right now who already don't have a job to go to next year. Never mind what the economies do or don't do. There's simply not enough jobs. This way you can earn an uncapped euro income, which is only related to your work ethic. The harder you work, the more you earn. Simple as that. With no formal education required. You only need a way to get to the internet, and the simplest way is via a smartphone. Literally as simple as that. We will never, ever see an opportunity like this, not in your lifetime or mine. Are you an experiment? No, because there's already 47 million people in this thing before you anyway. Now, do you honestly think 47 million people, the business is going for 4 years in December, in 12 days' time, we open the 8th office in Singapore around the world, Dubai being the premier office and the head office in Stockholm. Do you honestly think if we can distribute global magazines, we've got merchandise that goes all over the world to any country, whatever you order will be delivered to your house. We're sitting with the world's first pay-to-play, but play-to-earn platform, which is already proven through the figures I showed you from Planet IX that it actually works, and it works like a bomb. That's why it's the #1 NFT. But on top of all this, the company is a 5-star rated company. It's been occupying the first 5 positions from 5,500 networking companies since day 1, 3.5 years ago when it went live. Now, for me, here comes the thing. In our country, in South Africa, we've got about 60 million population with all the legal and illegal people here in South Africa. However, all the banks, or rather, there's not a single bank in South Africa that's got 47 million customers because the country of 60 million people is divided among them. So Crowd1's system is bigger than any bank in South Africa already. Now, in saying that, in anticipation for the growth that's literally going to explode when Mixer Plus goes live, and you can start playing games for all those products, money, prizes, cars that we've shown you. In anticipation of that growth in 2 weeks' time, Crowd1 went ahead and they upgraded their system technically by 3,000%. This means we can run the entire system from the RAM memory, not even from the hard drives. Yet people are still insisting that this company is a Ponzi or a pyramid. If you think this company is in any of those brackets, then sadly I have to say this opportunity is not for you. You carry on doing your job, and we wish you the best for your next years ahead up until your 35 or 40-year career is over. But guys, doesn't matter if you work 35 or 40 years. Do not let somebody else determine your value. Only you can make this thing happen. Fall into a team, the person who invited you here, because clearly they're in a team that's in the mood to build this business, and capitalize on that. Get your own business going And actually, without any risk to your job, until this give you enough money to finally say goodbye, you can actually determine what you will earn by yourself. My name is Derek. I thank you for your time. We're going to do this again